And hello again, and welcome back to JBRC. And where we left off was the chassis with suspension added, and I told you at the end of it we would get to the central gearbox and drive shafts. I do have those, but I got something else as well, which you might be able to see on there if you're cunning eyes. Yep, I've added the radio box with all its seals on there. No, there is no radio box in there, but it's on there. So I didn't film it, no, but it's really not that hard. And if you are struggling to find a video, there are some probably that have them disassembling one, but all it is, two screws in the bottom, fed into the box, and it's on. And then basically that's the front, obviously, so that's the way it goes round, and two screws in there for this plate, and 1, 2, 3 in there for that one, and that's it. So let's get down to the good stuff and show you the gearbox we're putting in here. It is an upgrade. No, it's not hot racing, but it is very similar. So there it is, if it'll focus. So GDS, which is basically another version of the hot racing, and it's a fully built aluminium. I have taken it apart. You can probably see somewhere, maybe. Yeah, well, you can see bits on here where I've taken it apart and greased everything inside. So it is running very nice and very free. So fully greased, fully checked. Everything in there was all good. And you've got the 2 speeds on this. So all good stuff. And this one basically couldn't be much simpler. There's a slot in here. You just slot that gear in there and it all kind of falls into place if I get it the right around, which I've got to work out. There we go. It should just settle itself in there, and there we go. That's where it will sit. And then I basically just got to try and put screws up in, probably from underneath, or no, it might be in the top. Screws, a couple of screws in there to get that in. And the next pieces we've got are drive shafts. So these are the sort of almost universal, but they're basically the sort of slightly longer version of the drive shafts you can get, because we've extended it up, and it's a longer version out as well. So pretty much the longest ones you can get. And these are fully upgraded, hardened drive shafts. Don't know the make, so bit of a gamble on that one, but we'll soon find out. We'll both learn together whether these work or not when we start running it. This is pretty much what I do. I get the upgrades, go with what looks good, run the truck, and find out what goes wrong and what breaks. And this comes back to you, so the next time you know not to use those. I don't think I did it on the very first video. I had my Kraken out, and the HPI Kraken version, and there are a couple of things on there. If you go back on the videos and watch, there are a couple of things I've mentioned on that weren't so great, and could have done better on that. There's also stuff on the Jeep that I made, the Axial SCX10, and I could have improved on some of the parts on that. And in an upcoming video, if I ever get the UDR out again, which I really hope I do, I will give you an update on that, because I've been running it a while now and there have been a couple of things that have come up. Strangely enough, it's not the parts I've upgraded, it's the parts I didn't. So you'll find out about those. But let's get this bolted in, try and get those drive shafts in. I've sort of roughly tested the drive shaft lengths and they look right, so hopefully, fingers crossed, they'll be all right. let's find out. Let's put it together. And that's all of that in. So we've got gearbox in the center there. All it was a screw here, screw down the other side there, and underneath you've got one at the front to hold the front in. And then, as you can see, drive shafts here and here. And if you can see on this one, it's not pretty, but there's a spacer here and a spacer here, because this one was a little bit too short still. But I know it's the right one. Well, you can see how loose this one is. I might have to put spacers in this one as well to stop it getting a bit loose and sagging. So they're still not quite long enough. I think that's mainly where the suspension has been brought up, and you're supposed to put extenders, plastic extenders in, but I'd rather put plastic spacers in there and keep the metal all the way through. So yeah, I've just added a couple of spacers in that one. Probably have to do the same with that one. But we're all there, we're in. That's your fully running chassis. I'm not going to put the wheels back on, no, sorry. The next time you see wheels on this, there'll be the wheels for this. You get the idea with the last video with the wheels on there, but that's it. I can't use those wheels because, for one, they're for the Jeep, and another, they're not quite set and fit for this one. This one's a little bit more of an upgrade from the Jeep, so we're going to give it a bit more of a newer look. So that's the gearbox and the drive shafts in. So next time you'll see another upgrade, another piece. But for now, that's all we have. Goodbye. And remember, one piece at a time, and you too can build this. Goodbye.